Good afternoon, Atlanta. Welcome back. You're listening to WCEG Network on WCEGTalkRadio.com. Watch us on Smart TV. Watch us on YouTube at WCEG Network. We are your worldwide community empowerment group. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. We are speaking live in the community. Give us a call in at 1-678-619-1402. Again, 1-678-619-1402. I am Herman Anderson, and Rev McGhee is my visiting host today. So, Rev McGhee, we were talking about one of the Agent Orange issues. Let's talk about that for a little while.
Well, Herman, there was a lot of fuss a few years back about Agent Orange and hypertension. Now, Secretary McDonald was about to put that on the presumptive list for Agent Orange, hypertension, and it was dropped when he was fired. It was dropped. Now, so what has happened since then, that veterans have been afraid to file for hypertension because it's not listed. But it is listed when you look at the research that has been done on the Agent Orange and hypertension. And it says that the new review finds sufficient evidence linking hypertension to Agent Orange exposure, whether it was inside Vietnam or outside. In other words, and I'm saying this, you need to really talk with your VSO, but I have developed a pamphlet that could absolutely serve as service nucleus evidence for veterans filing claims for hypertension. And this little booklet that I put together is actually a book from the National Academy of Science, where they linked hypertension to exposure to Agent Orange. So this is all you need for service nucleus evidence when you want to file a claim for hypertension. Now, why did they abandon putting it on the presumptive list? The only reason I can say that they abandoned it is that because more of us suffer from hypertension than anybody else.
So, if I want to get a copy of that, can I get it from Google?
No, you can't get this. This is self-made. This is a little convention of the Claim Clinic.
Oh, okay.
So you can actually contact me, and I will give you a copy of it. But I would have to have it. I don't have one copy with me today. I will get you a copy of it. I will get anybody a copy of this document that want it. Now, so just ask me. You can call me at 770-895-3260, and I'll get you a copy of this pamphlet, which specifically links hypertension to Agent Orange and exposures. So there are literally right now hundreds of thousands of veterans that should be filing for this disability that hadn't.
Well, that's true, and there are also probably a lot of us, including me, that filed for it and got denied. So.
Well, I'm going to tell you a little secret. This could serve as new and material evidence.
I know.
It could owe me a claim. So I want everybody to be happy that we had this day, because I had been working on this for a minute, and I decided that I was going to do something because I got a lot of people that got hypertension. I don't want to keep doing the research. I did the research, and I came up with the specific reference to it being linked. So VA don't have any choice except to accept this data, because this is the agency that gave them the data that created the presumptions. So we got the service nucleus evidence.
Okay, I will contact you to get a copy of it.
Okay.
And If you want to give out your number again,
okay.
When you call Rev Elgon McGhee, just let him know you were listening to Veteran Today, and he will work with you on getting a copy of it.
Yeah, because all you can come, you can call me at 770-895-3260, or you can come to the claim clinic every first Monday of the month from 5 until at 621 Memorial Drive in Atlanta. So you can get it, and then I want to make sure that Herman got it, and I know that, you know, he have his regular meetings on Thursday evenings. I'm sure if you show up down there, he'll make it available to you.
I definitely will. So, and while we are speaking of Agent Orange, it's we always touch on it, and we want all Vietnam veterans that qualify to make sure, because there are still some of us that's not in the Agent Orange database, and
we need to get there.
We definitely need to get in there, and so it's very easy to get in the Agent Orange database. Here's the number that you can call. It's 1-877-222-8387.
And go ahead, do that again.
1-877-222-8387.
And let me say this: these there is no such thing as an Agent Orange disability. As a disability, it is the ailments that is caused that is the disability. Hypertension, prostate cancer, Parkinson. You know, it's a whole list of
it's at least 14 of them that is a disability. But as he said, you had a disability because of the possibility that you were exposed to Agent Orange. So that's important. And I met a couple of people yesterday. So there's still a lot of Vietnam veterans that are not in the registry.
And you know, as Herman just gave you the information, I want to encourage you to get in the register, because one of the tactics that they are using to push back on this claim for hypertension is that you are not registered in the Agent Orange registered. so and it's just simple. You just go get registered in the Agent Orange. So let's take away all the excuses that they are making for denying your claims.
That's another one, and that's great. We will definitely follow up on that one.
Mm-hmm. And guess what, Herman? Look at the back testimony, and look who's doing the back testimony. Look who's doing the back testimony. Your senator.
Our Senator Johnny Anderson, who just retired, is doing the testimony. This was 2006. This is super.
I said, when the research showed that your senator is on it, like he got Parkinson's now.
Yeah, he does.
So, you know, but he's retiring too. But, you know, we can't let this issue go because they didn't put it on the presumptive list. That's all I'm saying.
No, we can't. that issue or any other issue, just because
it's not on a presumptive list. And they're saying that. Let me just go to this Campbell June stuff too. Now we got a guy on our team. Bernard Hordor is a specialist in dealing with the contaminated Campbell June issues. You know, they've been denying these guys benefits because of the way they got the benefit evaluated. In other words, a regular doctor can't evaluate you for that claim. It's got to be a toxicologist. So, you know, they throwing all kind of stuff in the mix as a justification for denying you your benefits. Let's come together, go to the meetings at Veterans Helping Veterans. I meet at Adamsville Recreation Center every first Saturday of the month. You can come there and get information. But if you can't come to see Herman or me, go to American Legion, go to DAV. All these guys got the same information.
Right, and we meet on the first and Thursday of each month at 6 p.m. and we meet at 6690 Church Street in Riverdale, and that's the old Riverdale City Hall. And one other thing, the address for the event tomorrow is the Clayton County Veteran Symposium. It's the South Clayton County Rec Center, 1937 McDonald Drive, Hampton, Georgia, and the zip code is 30228.
Let me write that down.
Okay, it's South Clayton Rec Center, 1937 McDonald Drive, Hampton, Georgia, 30228. 30228. And actually, I think about Wednesday, I sent you a flyer, so it's in your email.
Send me an email, okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna see tomorrow. I got my grandkids, but I think I ride down there.
Yeah.
Me and Bernard, I can get Bernard to ride down there with me for a while.
That'll be great. It's the first one, and I think it's gonna be very successful.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to be there.
And let's see. Anything else? Let's talk about, we talked about claims, and we talked about how you file a claim. And one thing you need to file a claim is a copy of your DD-214. So there are several ways you can get a copy of it. One of them is through the National Service Personnel Record. There's a number you can call to do that, but you can also get them through the Georgia Department of Veteran Services, correct? The number for the National Personnel Service Record is 314-801-0800. 314-801-0800. And the Georgia Department of Veteran Services has about 13 offices
throughout the state.
So just contact them also.
They got one in over 100 counties. 159 counties in the state of Georgia. They cover probably in 100 counties that cover the rest of the state of Georgia. They cover the whole state of Georgia.
So you start with the DD-14, then you don't need that to request your medical records, but you need your medical records from the military, and if you got out, if you went to see civilian doctors, you need all your medical records.
See, and you need not only that, it's just three elements that you need to be focused on when you're getting ready to file a claim. Your service nucleus evidence. That's evidence that connect your illness with your service. It has to be connected with your service, because if you can't connect your illness with your service, then it's not service connected. And you still qualify for a disability from VA, but it won't be service connected disability. We call what they call a pension. And several veterans, and I've done this myself. I don't like doing it, but when I found a veteran in economic harm's way, and I know that I can get him a pension until I can get him a service connected, I filed for the pension. Now, one of the things that's good about the pension, if I can get you rated as 100% total and permanent on pension, then when we get your service connected data, they have to service connect you at the 100% total and permanent level, because there's no difference in the evaluations of the disability. It's just the service connected entity that's separated from you getting a pension or compensation. Now, why would you, if you got the pension, why would you want compensation? Because compensation is 3 times more than pension. So you probably wind up getting pension about $1,300 a month, but service connected is over $3,000 a month right now.
So I mean that's fine detailed information that most veterans are not aware of. So that's a good reason to go to your claim clinic.
Yeah.
Is
to understand. See, and this happens, especially with this little crew of record on fire. See, they got a block. Now, this actually happened though. See, where the archives established, there are probably 100 acres of records, just warehouses full of records. Well, part of this record center caught on fire during the 60s, which affected more of the Korea Vietnam era people.
Yeah, right.
And what the VA tell them when they put, well, your records were destroyed in a fire. Bye. Your records might have been destroyed in a fire, but don't let them tell you bye.
Okay.
There is a process called reconstruction. The first thing that the military will do will give you a certificate of service, meaning they can tell you served between this, that. And then we'll go about reconstructing your service record by letters you wrote home. You know, I know when I got hit, I wrote home. You know,
but that was important because we used to have mail call.
We used to have mail call. Mail call can help you get your benefits. Because now I'm going to tell you something. I want you, all you guys, especially old guys, your sister might have the letter you wrote over when you was in Vietnam. So don't get frustrated. Yeah, your old girlfriend. So don't get frustrated. Start trying to look back in your past and find somebody that know about the situation that you're talking about. And then we can help you reconstruct it and get compensation.
I mean, that's really a big point because there was no telephone call.
There was no telephone call.
Every afternoon in the evening we would have mail call. And it was a big deal whether you got accepted or you didn't.
So we rode home. Right. You know, we just rode home. We had to tell the folks about they treating me up. That's evidence of your service. So don't be afraid of it. You know, a lot of people have been denied their benefits because of those records on fire. Some of them wouldn't burn. During that time, we got to also remember that some parts of the the Department of Defense, was giving us our own records to take to the courthouse. See, a lot of you guys don't remember that. Yes, you do, because you're old and you know you remember that.
But you don't know what you did with them.
You don't know what you did when you forgot what you did with them. So ask your daughter, ask your son. Go to the courthouse where you were. Don't give up on your records because that's your benefit. Like Lewis used to say, you got to work for it till you get it.
That's true. And when you were talking about that, would this be a possibility with this person that they don't have any records that he was in Vietnam?
Mm-hmm. He can get a letter from somebody that was in his company.
Yeah.
It's just as good as, see, a buddy letter.
A buddy letter
is evidence.
And also a letter where he communicated with his mom.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mom, sister, you know, we wrote our sister. Some of us even wrote by buddies when we was in the military.
Yeah.
So don't give up. That's all I'm saying. Lewis used to say, work till you get it. That's your job.
That's your job. That is your job.
That's your job. Your benefits, your job. Work till you get them. Everywhere Lewis went, he's found a veteran. You getting your benefits. I know sometimes the people want to ask you, you mind your own business? Lewis felt like that was his business to make sure you get your benefits. And that's our business now.
And while we talk about Lewis, he was, as they say, he was one of the best sellers. And when he asked you that question, as you told him no, that just turned him off.
Turned him off. And then he look around at me and say, go out to see this man. No, bro, you just asked these folks all that stuff. Don't put them on me. But he was a brother that was always concerned about veterans getting their benefits. Always.
Well, it's in just to talk about that for a couple of seconds. I went to college with Lewis, so I've known him since we were 18. And he went into service and so forth and so on. But when we started looking to get our benefits, we went through everything that we talked about finding ourselves doing it wrong. And so we collected all of that. I mean, we remembered all that, and we committed to help other veterans get their benefits, and that's a commitment he made long time ago, and he definitely stuck to it.
Well, I think that's what motivated all of us. I was wounded in combat in Vietnam in 1968. I didn't get my benefit until 1984 because I didn't know what I was doing. Wound up going to law school to become a paralegal. That was helping me find out for myself. Then after I got mine, I realized that there was a lot of people like me. They was trying to get the benefits, but didn't know how. And people left them stranded in the benefits field, trying to get it. So after I finished that, and when I met Lewis, I know that was really my calling, to be a service personnel, because this was a brother that I don't know whether Lewis even know how to file a claim, but
the answer is no.
I thought about that one day. I said, man, why do Lewis know how to file a claim? He telling all this, because he would always look around because I'm with him. I want you to talk with this man right now. I said,
see, that was part of his way he operated. He was all sales.
He was all sales. He sell it to you. Yeah. Come get it.
Somebody else had to do it, but he
get it done.
Yeah,
he get it done for you. So,
and let's recap Sons of Atlanta.
Sons of Atlanta. Right now is one of my most pride programs, because we got my hometown, the city of Atlanta, to recognize the patrons that came from Atlanta, that was born in Atlanta, and died in Vietnam, a memorial. But this is a living memorial experience. It's more than just the monument in Piedmont Park. It's going to be there. But in the community centers throughout Fulton County, we will be having stations where any veteran or any active duty military personnel or any dependent can go into that center and talk with somebody that's going to help them understand the process and assist them in getting in it. That don't mean that the center's going to actually be filing claims. They will make sure that you can go to somebody with the right information to get your claims filed. We're doing it in their honor. But see, they couldn't vote because most of them was too young to vote. They didn't make it back, but we know that they died for this idea that this country is designed to be given liberty, justice, and freedom for all people. And that meant the benefits. We want to make sure that veterans are getting the benefits that they deserve and honoring the Sons of Atlanta.
That is great, and that's an opportunity for all veterans in the community to work together.
Yeah.
To support veterans.
Yeah, to support veterans. So we're asking now. Our plan is to cut the ribbons on the memorial and on Veterans Day 2020. That's this year. We only have about 8 months left. So we are asking again, go to www.sonsofatlanta.org. See what we're doing. You're going to see some of the major battles on that website, but you can make your $10 a month donation right there. And we want you to do that. We need you to do that. We need you to show how much you appreciate veterans and what we do for this country. $10 a month.
$10 a month for 8 months, and we finish the project. One thing we do also is give you some resources in the case of crisis situation. And I'm gonna give out the crisis hotline and I have the PTSD hotline also. So the National Suicide Prevention hotline is 1-800-273 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-8255. And that's also the same as the Veteran Crisis Line, which is 1-800-273-8255. And with the Veteran Crisis Line, you can text a message at 838255. The National Domestic Violence Hotline is 1-800-787-3224. 1-800-787-3224. The National Sexual Assault Hotline is 1-800-656-4673. 1-800-656-4673. And the National Child Abuse Hotline is 1-800-422-4453. And the Homeless Hotline is 1-877-424-3838. Again, 1-877-424-3838. And we ask you to use those lines because over the years since I've been doing this, the response has become better to the crisis line and the PTSD hotline.
And Herman, I want to remind people of what Trump told us when he took office. Call the White House. When you got a problem with your benefits, when the VA is dragging you, call the White House.
Yeah, he really did. And he actually, I think, didn't he create an 800 number?
He got an 800 number. All you got to do is Google the White House Veterans line. And they will give it to you. Actually, you can get on your smartphone, just tell them to call the White House line. They'll put you right through.
And we want you to do that.
We want you to do it. You know, hold his feet to the fire. He said he was going to help. Let's move the smoke and mirrors so we can see what we really got.
And another thing before we wrap it up is really technology. My Healthy Vet and e-benefits.
Yes.
We need to get you guys involved.
Listen, it cuts out a lot of frustration. You can get your medication refilled. You can directly communicate with your doctor. Let me say something about that, Lord God. Let me say something about that. When you go to the VA, you're going to the VA because you got an ailment. It's okay to be friendly with the doctor, but don't miss a conversation about how you are doing with the disability you are going to see the doctor about. Because let me tell you something, if you ever file for an increase on a disability that's already been service connected, and you know for yourself the condition has worsened. But if your medical record says that I'm doing good today, doc, you're not gonna get an increase in your disability. So talk with your doctor about what you are experiencing with that disability. If you got diabetes and you're going to develop neuropathy and start falling and dropping stuff, you need to talk to your doctor because that neuropathy is not a joke. If you don't treat it, it will take away your capacity to walk, to even feed yourself, because it kills all the nerves in your hands and legs. So talk to your doctors about the disability that you're going to see him about. It helps your case. It makes sure that the notes are there. The doctor might be gone, but the notes are there that this veteran came in and he was complaining because he is legally blind, but he ain't seeing much of what he used to be seeing. So we need to make sure that we're talking to the doctor about the condition that you're going to see him about, not about the Falcons. I love the Hawks. You know, the Braves are okay, but that's not going to get your disability improved. So talk to the doctor about your stuff.
And that's my buddy Anthony is at the VA today, but that's one of his favorite topics is a medical plan. Mm-hmm. And we're not talking about insurance. Yeah. We're talking about preparation before you go to the doctor, mm-hmm. like Rev McGhee say, is to talk about why you're going to the doctor, why are you there, why am I taking this medication? You normally gonna get anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes. So you need to be prepared to, as they like to say on 46, ask the tough questions.
Ask the tough questions, that's right.
And expect the answer. And like you say, they will be, most of the time they will be documented because your doctor will make notes. Mm-hmm. I had one of my guys was upset because the doctor is making a note.
They're making a note. So, and they don't, listen, I'm a former VA employee. I was administrative supervisor of mental health, where you need your notes. You really need your notes when you're in that department. I done had to go back to doctors months after the patient has been seen to get the doctors to write notes. You know, you have a right for the doctors to write notes. That's the only way that the benefits administration gonna be able to determine whether your condition has worsened or whether it's gotten better. Let me just say one other thing about that. When you get a reduction letter, a proposed reduction letter, run as fast as you can to your service rep, because you ain't got 60 days, you got 30 days.
Right.
If you respond, let me tell you a little secret. If you respond within them 30 days, 9 out of 10 times they don't reduce you. But now the side effect of that, if they can find out that your condition has improved rather than stayed stable or gotten worse, then they're gonna take some money from you. They're gonna reduce that disability.
And the other item, technology-wise, is e-benefits. I mean, we talk about this. No, you guys at our age, if you don't want to do it, then you're gonna have to drive your grandkids to do it.
You got to buy one of them. You're already paying them, man. So get them over there to do the stuff. And we got to be able to understand the importance of talking to your doctor and responding to them proposed reduction letters. Because those proposed reduction letters, I done seen them change the household income to the point where they lost a car, had to move, the downsize. So you can stop this stuff. Just make sure you're reading the letter. You got a proposed reduction letter. It ain't gonna go away. Talk to your service officer. Now the e-benefits, let me just close with this time, and I won't say anything else. They always say that when we start learning the game, they start moving it around. When you go to your e-benefits now, go and register in va.gov. Because what happens, they done moved a lot of the stuff that used to be in e-benefits over to va.gov.
Yeah, you're right.
So every time we learn the game, they try to confuse it. Don't be confused by it. Talk to your service officer. They'll help you.
Well, you're exactly right. They throw another curve at you, and that's what has happened with e-benefits. Is now there's a va.gov, and they tell you that the information is in both of them, but it's really not.
They're in one. They don't move. It might start off in e-benefits, but if they done made a decision, they move it over to va.gov. And if you got a question about a pending claim, they done move that over to va.gov too. So you can't go in there and check your status like you used to in e-benefits. You got to go over to the va.gov. But my little secret to you, I got the same password for both of them.
Yeah, I don't give out my information, but I do too.
You got the password for all of them. Really the same password.
Because to me, it's not that hard to do, but I know other people see it different. Mm-hmm. But like Rev McGhee said, they're not going to turn back the hand of time. Mm-hmm. It's just going to be turned up more technology. So we're going to have to figure out how to stay current and keep up with it.
Because now, actually, they're giving out iPods, and you can see your doctor on the iPod. You ain't got to do all that traffic driving. So we need to stay connected, stay in the game. Because If you get out of the game, it's over.
It is, and that's, I mean, that's one way the VA justify eliminating some of the buildings and less people, and I mean all organizations.
Yeah, technology. And we got, now let me say this now too to us, our generation, Herman. They got something called a quality of life training at VA. You can go out to the VA. You're a disabled veteran and tell them you want some quality of life training. They'll give you a computer. They'll give you training on that computer. So it ain't no excuse. It's not an excuse that you don't know. Quality of life training at the VA will give you a computer and training on how to use that computer at no cost to you.
That's what me and Lewis talked about, is getting your benefits and understanding your entitlements. And of all the ones that is available, a lot of us have no idea they exist, like that one is. And it's just sitting there.
It's just sitting there. And they're giving you free iPads now. And you can actually communicate with your doctor on the iPad. He can check your stuff. They give you it's amazing what they're doing. I agree with it, but as an advocate, I know that it's not impacting us the way we need it to. And that's our issue. We got to put more energy. I'm going to just say it like this. Your benefits, you got to work for them.
You got to work for them. And like I said,
that's your job.
It's our issue. We can say that our communities is underserved. And what I told my people, if we underperform, that's not anybody's problem but ours.
See, because we know, based on the people that have been in our lives, that we can make a difference.
We can make a difference.
We can make a difference.
And not only that, in my case, in your case, and most Vietnam veterans our age, we have been in competitive environment, whether it was for the military, the government, or corporate America. We know we can perform at any level anybody else can. So it's up to us.
It's up to us. And that's what Lewis said you should be talking about. That's your job. He know that we know how to work. If we don't know nothing else, veterans, especially black veterans, know how to work. We came out of that work environment in America where there was no technology. We had to do it by hand, sweat. So we need to keep these kind of things going, what we got going with this station and with what you're doing, Herman, to keep our community informed and hopefully encouraged. Because we got so much discouragement going on among veterans because of the way they perceive that they're being treated. Now, they're not being treated all that good, but a lot of that is perception, and the perception is stopping them from going to work on that stuff.
Well, it's really, as we talked about, the veterans' opportunity, lack of opportunity, it affects the other parts of the community. Like you were talking about, the economic of your community. When they close the door, they take the money with them.
They take the money with them.
And it should be that we own it. It's our community. We should own it and manage it. And make the money.
Now, I'm going to say this. I had this vision about a community store being started by veterans, right? Now, what does that mean? Combining veteran benefits. In other words, you can get a group of veterans together, say 4 or 5 veterans, and start a business with no money. You could franchise community stores, providing better product at a better cost to the people in your community. And I think if veterans start doing that, then these other people that come in our community and do business, they will treat us with more respect, because they will recognize then that they're not the only store in the hood.
You're right. I had one of the issue. Say you're 100% unemployability.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you break the rule, whatever the rule is. Will they take it?
They take it quicker than lightning off a stone. See, one of the things that we have to keep in mind, we are in the era of businessmen. Businessmen run this country right now. So they're concerned with their bottom line. They have figured out a way to get them tax dollars they're supposed to be paying for our service, our benefits, and they're making them more difficult to get. When you get unemployability, that means that you are unemployable. And if you go out and get a job, that means that you are no longer unemployable. You're gonna lose your benefits.
So,
period. Just period. Go out and get a job and show them you can work. That's cut. That's unemployability. The benefit is because you are unemployable. So they think that they're gonna call it fraud because you got an unemployment stuff, and you out going out there and got a job.
It's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work. I tell you what. Now, used to be a thing with Social Security. We started doing Social Security for people too. It used to be a thing with Social Security to get the Social Security spied on them. Caught them going to work.
That's what I understood.
Caught them doing stuff and cut them off. The VA ain't that watchful, but they check on you. Let your Social Security number show up on the payroll.
Yeah, that's what
Let your Social Security number show up on the payroll. And you got a bad day. You got a bad day. But now, just because you can't work, that don't mean you can't volunteer in the community.
Right.
You know, so I'm encouraging these 100% unemployable veterans, go to some of these community centers and volunteer. Go to some of these schools and volunteer. You know, make yourself useful. Just because you have a disability, that don't mean that you're unable to do anything, and we know that. We do the little that you can do. Make your quality of life mean something to your family and to your community. Volunteer.
Well, that is important, and that's also is the people that have skills, knowledge that we can use, and
we can use.
Definitely.
Because I know I'll be trying to recruit them for my organization. I know you got skills now. Where you lazy bone at? I want you to leave that home. Come on down and help us, because we need more help for our children. You know, we live in a time where our children got more knowledge than we got, and so they ain't respecting us.
Right.
You know, they ain't respecting. They think we don't know nothing.
Yeah, and we need more help in my organization, just with some of the processes and with, like I said, they got skills to do it. And like one lady told me, she sat home and watched CNN, and she has computer skills and administrative skills. I need you to be doing some of that.
They be doing some of that instead of watching TV, and that's what disabled veterans and seniors are doing. We got to bring them out of that little cocoon that they in, back into the community, so the community can still use their skill packages.
Yeah, I mean that's a challenge, and that's really, and it's also an asset that we need.
Yeah, we need it. Yeah.
So, before we wrap it up, any closing remarks?
Well, I just want to say again, the Sons of Atlanta Vietnam Memorial Project is our crowning project. And I believe this, that when you build monuments for veterans, you are adding value to every veteran's service, past, present, and future. So I'm asking everybody under the sound of my voice right now to go to www.sonsofatlanta.org. Look at what we're doing with this project. Pretty soon you'll be seeing all the major battles of Vietnam, and they will be attached to each one of these young individuals, showing what battles they fought and where they died. Help us out. It's about you and your pride and your appreciation for military service.
Okay. And with that, again, my veteran organization is Helping Veterans. We meet first and third Thursday of each month at the Riverdale Old City Hall. It's 9660 Church Street. So, and we meet at 6 p.m. and we help you with the preparation for your claim, and we provide information about all. Basically, our vision is help you get your benefits and understand your entitlements. And we have talked about a lot of entitlements today that's available, and we want to help you get them because a lot of us are not getting them. And with that, Veterans Today has been a good show, our first show of the year. We hope you enjoyed it, and we will return next week with hopefully my co-hosts Anthony and Gus. One or both will be back, and we will be have a new show. We're off to a good start in the new year. So have a good weekend.